Now we just made this company the most profitable it ever been, and they're not even coming to the table in some areas. That doesn't show me that they want an agreement. They still want to be hostile. They still want to be contentious. And again, if that's the way they want to do it, then August 1st, we will be on the side of the road.
Hundreds of thousands of UPS workers are preparing to walk off the job after members of the Teamsters Union voted overwhelmingly yesterday to approve a strike if contract negotiations are not met. If a strike does happen, it would be the largest against a single employer in U.S. history. And it is, of course, crucial to the nation's economy. UPS delivered more than 18 million domestic packages per day in the first 3 months of the year. And an estimated 6% of the United States' entire gross domestic product moves aboard UPS trucks. Now, the Teamsters' current 5-year contract expires at the end of next month on July 31st, meaning that a strike could start the next day on August 1st. Joining me now is Richard Hooker of the Teamsters Local 623 in Philadelphia. His union represents UPS workers in Philadelphia as well as Delaware County. Richard, thank you so much for joining us today. I know these contract negotiations are still very, very much underway. We're several weeks out, but can you walk us through the key sticking points that the Teamsters are seeking?
Well, the key points are get rid of two-tier wage system. We have this article 224 drivers that do the same thing as our regular package car drivers, but they get paid significantly less and have less protections. So that needs to go away. Of course, the harassment, the retaliation, and the brutal antics of UPS, that also needs to go away. Better working conditions, more sick time, because as you guys know, that COVID is still here and our members delivered through the pandemic. And so we want to make sure that our members can deliver safely, as well as being able to be compensated for if they need to be at home taking care of their families.
You mentioned brutal antics. Can you describe that a bit more?
So UPS, for everybody that's in the UPS world, we know that UPS is a very hostile company. They like to control the work, and it is their company, but they don't see us as equals. So they govern as such. They are very retaliatory. They do not like when you stand up for yourself. We have in our contract, every member has a grievance procedure. Whenever the company violates the contract, we have an apparatus that allows us to file that grievance for the company to do the right thing. They don't like that. They don't like union activists. They don't like when you stand up for yourself, for your rights. So they become retaliatory. And they are very hostile, and they create a hostile working environment for our members. And that is a big part in our contract. Harassment language needs to be beefed up because this company is a hostile company.
I want to read a bit of what UPS said in a statement. They wrote, "The results of this vote that was yesterday, do not mean that a strike is imminent and do not impact our current business operations in any way. We continue to make progress on key issues and remain confident that we will reach an agreement that provides wins for our employees, the Teamsters, our company, and our customers." Do you agree with that? Is progress being made?
Well, UPS has to say the politically correct thing. If they felt that way, then they wouldn't have dragged their feet throughout this whole negotiating process. We still have 2 outstanding supplements, one in Northern California and one in Kentucky. If they felt that way, they would have been done by now. In some areas, when this negotiation first started, they weren't even coming to the table. Now, we just made this company the most profitable it ever been, and they're not even coming to the table in some areas. That doesn't show me that they want an agreement. They still want to be hostile. They still want to be contentious. And again, if that's the way they want to do it, then August 1st, we will be on the side of the road.
What does that mean for customers? Obviously, millions of Americans a day are hugely reliant on UPS. So what would a strike mean for them?
Well, a strike would mean that you're not going to get your product. You're not going to get your necessities. You're not going to get your wants. And it's based on what UPS does, because the Teamsters, we provide that service that they can provide to their customers. Without us, there is no you getting your baby formula. Without us, there is no COVID vaccination being delivered. Without us, you're not going to get what you need to have your business provide for whatever your customers may need. And so this could mean a whole lot for the customers. So if I were those business owners and customers, I would put a lot of pressure on UPS to get this done, because it's not the Teamsters that's causing this, it's the company.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Lots of essentials being delivered every single day all across the country. So are you optimistic then that a deal can be struck before August 1st?
I'm optimistic to a point, but I've seen some things over this last 5 years of this contract. I've seen, again, the brutality of UPS. I've seen their contentious. I've seen their hostility toward our workers. And I think the reason why you saw such a high turnout in this vote authorization is because our members have seen it. They've experienced it. The pandemic. I mean, we've had members who have gotten injured on the job, and UPS said, whatever, continue to work. We've seen pregnant women fired. We've seen single parents having to make a decision on spending time with their kids or coming to work on a day that they're not scheduled to work because UPS is demanding them to come in. Our members have not forgotten that. We were called heroes and essential. Now they're treating our members as if they're disposable, and that's just not fair.
Yeah, some very, very important negotiations with 7 weeks to go. Richard Hooker, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back.